Do 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 do. Market watch. Do 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 do.
Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Stylus from Overtriggered, and today we have another market watch. And we will talk a little bit more into Overdress this time, since the new set is coming in 2 days at the time where this video is recording. And we need to keep in mind that there are still like pre-sales are active and prices may change due to some hypes or not hypes, so you need to expect things like this. But if anybody is asking right now why is my hair like this, I just woke up right now because I actually wanted to make this video yesterday at Tuesday after my work, but I was so finished with my work I can't do it. I was like, I tried to lay down and I broke. Yeah. So we will just get into the market watch, shall we? So this is the market watch right now, and we will actually start with the set 3. And for the next upcoming market watches, we will try to make as much market watches as possible, depending on which set is currently releasing. So if there should be like an V premium set coming out, then I will speak more into the V premium side and the premium side as well. But since we have an Overdress set, we will only talk for Overdress right now. So just as a little reminder. So the first card we're talking about is Vairina Exspecta. So Vairina Exspecta. It's a pretty good card, I would say. It is of course a pretty good card, so I don't mind about it. But the only issue what I think card has is like you remove your whole Overdress state from this card away, so it loses the power at the end of the battle. It loses all its abilities, and it's not anymore in an Overdress state, so you can't just place an Vairina Valiente. But the good thing for this card is it is a finisher. It is a pretty good finisher if your opponent does not expect it. Got it? So for the price itself, 10.50 euros. That's a pretty decent price, I would say, but I think this card will drop a little bit more in the price, if I'm being honest, since it is not a staple right now in Overdress decks. So in this case, I can expect that it goes into like 8 to 9 euros, and then you will have a little bit less spending for the cards, and that is more likely my concern to have even scale the price itself. Keep in mind, it's not official pricing because every vendor is different. I know it from my experience, I'm also a vendor. So from there on, we go to the next card, and it will be Deryck. Deryck is actually a pretty good card, and if I'm being fair, I think this price right now, €7.50, is the way to go for this card. That's actually a pretty good price for Deryck, since it enables for Bruce a board presence where you can build your boards and also generate soul. So this card itself is actually pretty good, and since it's just a count +1 and put a rear guard into the soul, and that's as an act ability, that's actually pretty good in my eyes. So this pricing right now, so for €7.50 or €8, I think this is fair for this card. But I think it may go a little bit down because some people don't prefer this card, which I can totally understand, because some people are more dedicated for the Eden and Leonard, or Leonard and other powerful units, which I can pretty much confirm. Then the next card, we have the Orpheus card. So Cardinal, Draco, Destijade. Destijade is a pretty good finisher for this deck, since it's a multi-attack for them, which Orpheus pretty much needs, except for the powerhouse they have. Since Destijade is just End of battle when it attacks. Retire 3 Shadow Army tokens and stand to 0. If you can generate... The good thing about this card is it is not even restricted on Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight. So this means if you can somehow get in an early lead where you have like 3 Shadow Army tokens, you can abuse this card pretty much. So if we get more into the early game Shadow Army creation like we have with the Great One right now, which is also in this set, then I see this card will spike pretty much. So this card is just saying to me, right now I'm decent as a more like pressure maker and finisher as well, but give me more tools to have an early game and I will just carry the game. That's what the card says to me, and if I'm being honest, right now this is a pretty good price. So for like 5 to 6 euros for this card, if there's more into the early game Shadow Army token creation I mean, then I can say for sure this card will spike like to 8 to 10 euros. Then the next one is Greedon. Well, we have 3 new ride lines in this set. So we have Greedon, Gravidia, and we have also Flagburg. And from tournament results itself, Greedon and Gravidia are the more popular ones. Flagburg is more like into the Meteor category. So we see right now Greedons are in a 6 euro space, which is a pretty good price in my eyes for a ride deck. And we see from other different sets that the cards are sticking more into these prices. I just see from the Lyrical Melody set, you will see most of the cards are pretty cheap, except one which we'll be also talking about later in this video. And yes, for me, Greedon, this is a pretty good price. I would say I would buy it. And will it go a little bit up? Yes, it will go up from the pricing that I can sure guarantee, but more into the later sets. If we say maybe at set 5, maybe it will spike a little bit more, or if we get more tournament results where Greedon is topping, then yes, of course the card will go up as well. Next one, Gravidia. Like we said before, it's the same with Greedon. It's a pretty good price right now for like 5 euros. Then you see the next ones are more likely into the 7 euro mark, which I can pretty much understand. I think Gravidia is the one which will stick more into this pricing. Then we have our Flagburg. Yes, Flagburg. We have a little bit to discuss about this card. Yes, it is of course a pretty good ride line, but the only issue it has some drawbacks, like as you can see, this deck doesn't have really much a counter charge or like a soul charge regeneration, except if you want to play some text to even comprehend these costs. So I will say it right now, which can maybe change my mind in the future. Flagburg will be going down from the price itself, so like 4 to 4 euro 50 is a pretty decent price, but I don't think it will be going that much higher, except we get a pretty strong support in the next upcoming sets. The next one, Kakarone. Yes, we said Kaka. Yeah. So this card itself is more like into the more Hexaorb support than actually Bastion support, and it is more likely a decent card in my eyes. I don't play that much Hexaorb. I know one of my friends played pretty much every day, but I can't pretty much say for the card itself. I think this price will stick like this because Hexaorb had not that many price jumps, if I can say it like that, or I didn't check any of it. Then we have Lagrele. So this card itself is actually a pretty strong card, which enables Bruce more into the deck building, since you have like this new build where you go like all in with the Lagrele, where you discard your whole hand, even get this finishing moment. So for this purpose, I think Lagrele would be sticking in this price, but if there's a little bit more coming from the newer supports, or if depending how good the Bastion Grade 4 is, this card can pretty much spike pretty high. I can also say it in later terms. I think this card can go over 10 euros. But this is my speculation, of course. Then we have the Shadowcleak, the doggo from Zorga. Yeah, I don't have that much to say. It's a pretty strong card for Zorga, no cap. And I think this price is pretty decent, and I don't think there will be so much price changes from this card itself. Then we have Dustin. Here we go, my boy, Eugene. Yes, Eugene finally got a triple rare, which we really much needed. Dustin is so good in this deck, since it has like draw ability, can retire, which we pretty much need in Eugene, which it also generates soul and even has a power up boost, even without any skills, except on his own. And it will be such a long staple in Eugene. If you are a Eugene enjoyer like me, buy it. This is such a good price, and Eugene deserved it though, not gonna lie. Oh, we are going in this category right now. Yes, it is Meteor time. Since we got the confirmation that the Meteors in set 3 are common instead of rares in the OCG, this one is actually pretty nice. And we also need to say that we also get the same promos. The promo pack, almost the 100% same promo pack in the OCG as in the TCG, where you have the Meteors also in the foil. And we can see from here right now, we have some pretty bonkers huge price spikes though. So we see like Meteors of the Euro. If I'm being honest, I think this will be staying a little bit much more, that it will stay into the €1 category until set 4. Until we get set 4, this will stay like a euro in my eyes. So maybe I'm wrong, but we will see in the future. So that is actually it what I want to talk about with the set 3, since I don't want to really dig into this piece right now, since it's still the pre-sale, and after the pre-sales you can more likely speculate for SPs, and also if there are some tournament results, because if we go into the SPs there will be only like the same prices, and talk about it. Because it's such a gamble into SPs before the real pricing, before we can really talk about the real pricing about an SP. So I don't want to talk that much about it, but yeah, we'll go at the next one. So this one is actually from the Lyrical set, which I talked before, and it's currently Ingrid. Yes, Ingrid has a high pricing right now, where you can get the cheapest one for 11 to 12 euros, which is a little bit insane. But since people are more likely into playing the Kyrie ghosts or like the ghost itself, this card is pretty much good. And I also saw this card in some premium builds for Bermuda Triangle. So that is why the card itself was spiking pretty much high. And I can say for sure why this card got this pricing. But yeah, since we're talking about this, now we go to the next news. Over triggers from set 1. Yes. People got more access into the set 1 again, and that's why there's a little bit more stocking for set 1 cards like the over triggers, the triple rares. So they're now more accessible, and we will talk about now the pricing itself. We see at most of the over triggers didn't change that much since the last time we talked about it. Most of them are still like 15 euros or above, like you can see here. And only one of them is a little bit cheaper, which should be the Dark States one. As we can see over here, where you have more listings about the Dark States over trigger. And I will say for sure these over triggers will stay almost the whole time at 15 plus euros, except we get a reprint. I don't know when we get a reprint of these cards, but we're actually glad in the European side that we even got more of these over triggers accessible, since now you can see there's far more listings about them, which I'm actually pretty happy about it, not gonna lie. I even have my Dark States over trigger here listed, so if you want to buy from me, buy it. And then we go into the triple rare categories for set 1 overdress. Yes, we got some more triple rares right now in this set. So more listings for the triple rare set, I mean. So in this case we can talk a little bit more from the prices itself, and you should buy it or not. Like if we talk about Vairina Valiente, right now we have 8 copies for 6 euros. I would buy it, no joke. If I didn't have mine, I would buy this one. So that's actually pretty good pricing, and I would stick more like into the 7 euros for Valiente, since it's actually pretty good. Then we have like Orphis best deck, most of the people say it. And yeah, Orphis got a huge spiking load, because Orphis was a hard to get card, which was more like over the 10 euros, and now they just go a little bit down since there are more cards available for Orphis. You can see right now there's one listing for 5 euros for each copy. If you see this video and they're still up, try to get them. Then we have the Alden. Alden itself was also a pretty more accessible card, but now since we get all the triple rares more, since there are more people which get more of their hands for the set 1, I can understand why these prices are a little bit going down. It's the same with every other. Like Edens are more accessible. Eden, which most of the people needed, and it was also hard to get card. Then we have also the same with Agro Rouge, with Zorga, which surprised me pretty much that they stick so low with the Zorga. And if you want to play Zorga in your area, buy it. I would recommend buy right now Zorga. Very much accessible. Then we have like the same with Hexaorb and also with Baron Magnus, all cheap. I would pretty much buy them all. every triple rare right now is pretty much accessible, even Ginosla. And as a little concern, as a little bit So for my theory itself, if I would have enough on the side, I would buy out almost every Ginosula until the €5 mark. And the thing with Ginosula is, this card will be pretty much a staple with the new Magnolia build. Since the new Magnolia Grade 4 says all of your Wilgards can attack from the back row without even paying a counterblast. So this means you have more counterblast availability, which you can use more for the Ginosula if you want to run Ginosula. It's the same with the SP. SP is still pretty cheap. I would buy it if I would be any of you. If you want to play Magnolia in set 4, this is the card to go. You need this card ASAP. But yeah, the next thing we are discussing are the perfect cards in this. Yes, the perfect card dropped a fourth of the price it was before, since you get like most of these perfect cards for like 5 to 4 euros, and now they all got a little bit lower because there is more accessibility for the sets now, so it's pretty much needed that you can buy them safely. And to be honest, I wouldn't buy them in any other case. In my case, I still have all of my playsets, so I don't need them really. So let's buy them. And yeah, the last cards we're talking about are in the double rare slot and below. Marjorie's got a huge down spike right now for like €2, which is actually pretty good and accessible if you want to play Bruce on set 3 or set 4. So the deck got more cheaper than before, which I can recommend trying to get your hands off. And then we have like the same with Arcs. Arcs wasn't this cheap. So first there was maybe like 1 or 2 people which sold Arcs like this cheap before, but Arcs was one of the hardest staples to get if you want to play in the overdress version. Since the thing was with the set 1 boxes, like you get the same double rares except for the overtrigger. So if you put like an Arcs, then you know for sure you will get a Fossado and all these other cards. If you put like one of the other double rares, then you know you got the lesser value. So in my eyes, this is a pretty good price for Arcs. I would totally buy it, no joke. And I can say for sure that people will be stocking it. Even Terra has one. Even Terra has one on stock. Buy it. And yeah, Boba Mine. That's actually pretty good pricing, like 3 to 4 euros for a Boba Mine. That's actually good pricing in my eyes, since Boba Mine is much needed in some of the decks. I can even consider maybe trying it on Gravidia, since you will be a little bit preparing for Counterblast. I know Terra will be disagreeing with me like this, but I would say surely on the next few sets I would try to get a playset of it. For the concern of getting this stuff. For Prison, I wouldn't be so sure to get this one, but for Orphist, you need this one. You need a playset for this card in Orphist as much as you need Orphist. And then the last card which I want to talk about for today is actually Protobook Dragon. That's one of the other cards which was reprinted in the same promo pack as with the Meteorites and foil, which also got this one a foiling, and we see that the pricing dropped a little bit more, as you can see, since we got like a rare we got like the rare itself, and then we got like a foil version. This card jumped so low before, because this card was accessible at 4 euros at least. Now you can get them for like 2 euros. The promos will of course be a little bit more expensive, but keep in mind that's a card you pretty much need for Bruce, and this one enables you the multi attacks with the Leonard, since you get like the three columns. So that is it actually for my card market review and market watch as well. And yeah, if you like this series, please write some, please express what cards we can talk about for the next time. If you want to talk a little bit more into the deeper prizes, you can also go into our Discord channel, and I will try to answer as fast as possible. I will also put there some selling points or something like that, and I will also sometimes post there some cards which got like these spikes or like lower down, which I can recommend maybe buying. So I want to try this a little bit out, and if you guys are interested, leave us a like and a comment. We always appreciate it. And if you pretty much like our content, you can also sub to our channel, and I will try to make this more into the market watches, but not like a weekly thing, since our market is more like a slower market, not like into TCG player where it's like explosive. That's one good thing about card market though. But yeah, I see you guys on the next time, and see ya!